guess I'm ready. Hello, Cinema Peeps.
Hey, Cinema Peeps.
Ooh. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
I was like, don't drink during the podcast, but now I'm thirsty, so.
Hey, you know what? It's freaking pumpkin spice latte season, so I was at the bookstore earlier today, and they have a caffeine-free tea latte version, I guess. There's some sort of, not really a tea. I don't even know what it is, but it's like a powder, pumpkin-flavored powder, and you put it in some milk, you stir it around, because I don't like coffee. I'm not a coffee person, right? But I'm like, you know what? I feel like I'm missing out on this pumpkin spice latte business, so I'd like to give it a try at least. But I don't want the coffee part. So, here we are, and you know what? It's not bad, so I'll give it to them.
Here we are, the starter hipster pack to any indie romance film. I'm just a girl who drinks pumpkin spice lattes in a little quaint bookstore.
Right?
Why can't I find love?
With my leggings and Uggs and hoodie with my top bun.
I'm just not like most girls. Oh man. No disrespect. If you enjoy pumpkin spice, whatever, you go to bookstores, you fucking do what makes you happy.
Right? And you know what? 'Tis the season, so happy PSL.
True. I just think there was just that weird phase in media / movies where that was the thing. Like not specifically like, oh, but just like, I'm just not like most girls.
Right.
And I remember, really digging that trope for some reason, and now as I'm older, I'm like, oh, that was just kind of lame. There was nothing... It was, a weird way to be like, I want to feel special. And it's like, okay. I was just watching YouTube videos recently talking about, I'm not, I'm not like other girls trend. Because I guess it's coming up again on, TikTok and stuff like that, so... I guess it's a weird phase we all go through. Yeah. And we just have to be respectful that people just haven't understood yet. They're like, It's all cynical.
That's why I always say, you do you, Scotty P.
You do you, Scotty P. You do you, Scotty P. What was my thought? Right, so last time, so many movies.
Oh, so many.
I don't think I watched anything new this week.
I was just going to say that before we started recording. I'm like, so I haven't really watched anything new this week. Mm-hmm. Do we want to turn this into a Dexter podcast? But if you're not prepared for that, I mean...
I'm not prepared for anything ever.
Because the only thing I've really watched this week are Heels, which is the new show that Stephen Amells stars in.
So I'm hella mad. I was trying to figure out because... Disney Plus said that they had stars.
See, now that's where I got confused too. There's two different platforms. One's called Star, which is what Disney Plus has, and one is called Stars with a Z, and that's on Amazon Prime.
Thank God it's a Z. How will I ever tell the difference?
Right?
But that one you still have to, it's still a separate streaming service. You have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Because I thought
you can pay for it through Prime, so that it just gets added on to your Prime account. But yes.
How much is it?
I don't know.
I'm assuming
we have a family sharing thing, so it was my dad who got it. So yeah,
I see. Well, on Prime it says I could do a 30-day free trial. So I'm sorry, Stephen Amells. I'm gonna wait till it's all out, and then I'm gonna get a 30-day trial, and then I'll watch the whole series.
Honestly, not a bad idea.
Right?
Yep.
Want to be supportive, but Kaylee also be poor. You know. I gotta be pitchy, because again, we've talked about this 100 times. It's just hard. It is nice that if it's if you're not going to get traditional TV, if you do have a Prime or even an Apple, right? They do have other other TV-ish services where you can just add on, but then I don't know, you're paying $80 for Prime, even if the Heels additional content is $10, it's $90. Right. Add a couple more and they're like, fuck, I'm just paying for what original cable was, but I guess I just don't have to deal with commercials, I guess.
I know, right? Even too, sometimes with I think Prime and even just on demand and stuff like that, when you rent a movie, they tell you, you've got 30 days to watch this movie, but the second you start watching it, you only have 24 hours with it. So it's like, huh? And, you think about, like, when we used to go to the movie store and, like, rent movies, you had a whole week at least, right? Week or 2 weeks, depending on the store, I guess. If
it was a new release, it usually was just a weekend or, like, 2 days. Which made sense just because if it's a new release, they're trying to, like, get the copies back as soon as possible so you could rent it out again. But it was, like, just an average movie. Like, a week or more.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
I miss that. I miss it.
So,
bring back
I don't know. It
stores.
Just seems weird. I feel like, right? Bring back video stores or at least bring back that policy. Because then at least, I could rent, like, because that was the thing. Like, even do the same deal. Like, where you could rent 3 movies, get the 4th one free. You could do that still online. And then I'm at least buying or renting a few different movies. And then if you give me a week to be able to watch them all, I'll still be able to watch them all. Why not do that?
Yeah, that sounds like that makes too much sense. So we will not be following through on that idea.
No.
That's how we roll, people. That's how we roll.
It's just so confusing otherwise, yeah.
Anyways, it's totally gone down the rabbit hole. You said you watched Heels. How is it so far?
Yes, Heels is pretty good. It's definitely a slow burner. The story, it's kind of like a slow turn, so it's kind of building up to stuff, but it's, without spoiling too much, it's about 2 brothers who wrestle. It's their family business. Their dad was a big famous wrestler, so now they want to, follow in their dad's footsteps. One of them, because in wrestling, if you're familiar with, like, WWE and stuff like that, there's, like, there's the heroes and there's the heels. So basically, like, heroes and villains.
Okay.
The heels are the villains. So with these 2 brothers, Stephen Amells is considered the heel. He's the villain. So when the audience sees him, he's, like, the bad guy. And then his brother is considered the hero. And so the big thing is, like, when the 2 of them fight, that's what kind of draws in the crowds and stuff like that. But in reality, behind the curtain, Stephen Amells is actually the good guy, and his brother's actually the bad guy. Like, he's actually kind of a dick sometimes. Yeah, so that's kind of the twist between the 2. So it's just kind of like Stephen Amells, I guess he, like, his character creates all the storylines for their matches and stuff. He does all the planning. Like, he's really big and passionate into this. Like, this is his thing. Whereas the brother's just kind of in for all the fame and fortune sort of stuff. So you get to see all that and how the 2 of them kind of clash and everything. And yeah, it's been pretty good so far. It's definitely very different from Arrow, but I like it.
Yeah, I think Stephen Amells was on the podcast you recommended to me, the Michael Rosenbaum one.
Yeah.
Inside of You, which not a huge fan of the name, but that's fine. It just creeps me out. That's fine.
I know he always makes fun of it on his own podcast too.
Good, but yeah, I think they talked a little bit about it at the time.
Yeah,
he was still filming it, and how, whereas, like, oh my gosh, Oliver Queen. There we go. Was Playboy, and then, like, worked his way up to hero / kind of having a family, whereas this guy, who I don't know his character name in Heels, is already, like, a family man. So Steven was talking about, like, how drastically different that was, and but he seemed to really enjoy it. So, and I think, I don't know, that's always a big draw. Like, again, I'm not into wrestling, but I mean, I like Stephen Amells, but also, like, it's nice to see when you see actors talk about their projects and see them be very passionate about it. Because then you're like, yeah, I totally want to at least give it a watch. Like, you clearly dig what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny, too, because Stephen Amells, either during or before Arrow, he did actually wrestle a few times in the WWE, so that's kind of cool. Obviously, he's got, like, a connection and a passion to wrestling. But it's even cool just to see, obviously, it's a very different workout regime he's had to go through compared to Arrow, because he's so chiseled and stuff in Arrow, but yet in this show he's more beefier, like a wrestler.
Oh yeah.
So you could just the difference in his body, if you can, like, remember obviously how he looks, because his shirt's pretty much off all the time on Arrow, but you can kind of see the difference in just, like, obviously, the type of preparation he had to go through. And then it reminded me of Jensen Ackles His transformation, he did a post on his Instagram because he's preparing for The Boys right now.
Yeah.
And he says, like, superhero fitness preparation is so much harder and so much different than monster hunting or demon hunting preparation, because obviously, you know, he was a fit dude, but he didn't have to have his shirt off all the time, or he wasn't doing like the crazy stunts like they do in the hero stuff, right? So so yeah, it was just funny to see him, like, he was showing the different types of workouts he's had to go through just to prepare for this role in The Boys. So yeah.
Right. I mean, it's a lot of hard work. I can't remember. Oh gosh, I wish I could remember his name. I'm pretty sure I'm editing, so ba-boom, nailed it. I did it. There's his name. He is in the upcoming Eternals film.
Oh, okay.
And he plays one of the Eternals characters, and I think he's over 40, and he did talk about in an Instagram post, like, how, like, this is the best ship of his life he's ever been, but he does acknowledge, like, it is hard, you know, and even with, like, you know, and he goes, and he's like, a big thing is that, like, the studio is paying for a nutritionist for me, someone to help me, like, plan my workouts with me, and all this other stuff. So, like, you know, as much as he's like, you know, I liked, you know, like, yes, like, this is great, like, I have a great body and all this, but, like, it's hard. And so he didn't want to, like, discourage anyone and be like, listen, like, it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like, and I even, like, you know, and you could spend thousands of dollars, you know, and then it's like, you know, maintaining it is fucking hard.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and a very long, explanation. It was supposed to be more of like a positive, like, body image post.
Yeah.
Even though it was a picture of him shirtless, he acknowledged that, like, hey, like, this is hard. Like, don't be hard on yourself. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely, like, watering down this beautiful message, but, like, there you go. that was the bottom line of it.
Nice. Yeah, no, that reminds me, there was a running joke. I think it was a couple of YouTubers who have a podcast. They were talking about it, too, because Flula was in the Suicide Squad, right? Yes. And he's a YouTuber. And so a couple of their friends, her joke was like, apparently that's just the thing to do now, is like, that's probably why everybody wants to be in the Marvel movies and in the superhero movies, is because you get a free fitness, like, setup. Essentially, you're just getting in shape for free if you get the role, because you get the nutritionist, you get the coach, you get the trainer, you get all this stuff, right? So she's like, that's probably why he did it. He's just to take advantage of DC's, you know, ability to provide all that stuff for him.
Right.
It was funny.
But it's a lot. Although, what a beautiful segue. Thank you. Talking about DC. So, I was on the YouTubes, and I saw in one of the community posts, they were talking about how DC's either in the works or they just announced they want to do a Canary spin-off movie.
Ooh.
Now, did you see Birds of Prey?
I did, yes.
I thought it was going to be like, I saw it.
Okay, no, I did see it this time.
Okay, cool. So the actress in that one who played Canary, she was in talks of doing the spinoff, although it hasn't been 100% confirmed. So that's a little weird. The only other detail they, like, were for sure confirming was that Green Arrow would be appearing as part of it, because if people are not familiar, in DC Comics, those two, you know, it's like Batman and Catwoman. Like, Batman, Arrow and Canary, they're always together. Sometimes they're in relationships, sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
So, you know, which I thought was really cool, but I loved reading all the comments. They were just the funniest things. I enjoy people who are just really good with words.
Yeah.
All the comments were talking about how they're like, the real villain in any DC film is Warner Brothers Studios themselves. I was like, damn. But it seemed like I don't know, like, people's again, this is just one post. I didn't like comb the internet or anything, but it just seems like people are kind of excited, but at the same time, they're like also like being realistic and being like, well, nothing is set in stone yet. There's not a script.
Yeah.
And like other properties, they like this one could easily just get canned.
Yeah.
You know, because we don't. Like, I don't know what Warner Brothers is doing with their DC films, at least. It just...
Yeah, exactly.
They're just so all over the place. You know? And on one hand, maybe that's not a bad thing, but at the same time, when they're trying to then... To be fair, I don't know if it's the fans forcing this or if it's the studio. as trying to then kind of make their own Marvel-esque universe, you know, and it's just not fucking working, you know. But I mean, on one hand, like, I wouldn't mind a Canary movie. Like, I think that'd be fucking sweet. But
yeah, I feel like, I mean, I don't know. At this point, I feel like DC would be better off really being careful with who they pick and choose to start doing movies on, because like you said before in one of our previous episodes, we've been there, done that with Batman. There's only so many iterations you can do of him. Let's pick some other people. And you know, it's great for anybody who's been a fan of the Arrowverse shows. You've already been introduced and got to see more characters.
Right.
Maybe not, you know, identically based off the comics, but at least you get to see those characters in action come to life on the TV screen. So to be able to give them a full-fledged movie, even whether or not that's the exact same character, whether it's the same actress or actor or not, like, yeah. But giving more attention to, or picking and choosing which, you know, and again, obviously there's so much more into play. It's like, well, who's gonna come see a movie about that, right? Like, it could be like James Gunn, where he picked like the weirdest, just most obscure characters out of all the comics and decided we're gonna throw these guys into the Suicide Squad, right? Nobody knows who they are, or maybe very few know who they are, but yeah, that's what we're gonna do because we just want to make it different. But again, it's like, who's gonna go see that? Are they familiar? What's the story? Blah blah blah, right?
Right. And now I'd almost argue, like, maybe I would have had a different stance quite a few years ago. I don't know, like, thinking of, like, when Guardians first came out, I didn't know who the fuck they were, and yet, like, I had a great time. You know? And again, the same with Suicide Squad. So I'd say it's almost even better to pick just, you know, at least enough characters that have enough that they can stand on their own. Yeah. Or at least get enough or a solid story so that you can enjoy it. Because those are the ones I seem to tend to enjoy more and more. But was my thought. Yeah, Batman, I love you, dude, but I don't need to see any more movie versions. Although, again, also talk about the comics, or not the comics, sorry, the Canary post. A lot of people are pointing out that, again, like, the Warner Brothers, like, animated films are crushing it. And it's true. So they're like, why can't they take that magic from that and put it into the movie? And I was like, yeah, that's a great question. I don't even know
honestly.
what the fuck to do. But, I mean, again, I hope for the best. Because, I mean, I think that'd be cool. But what did I just learn a couple days ago? Oh, yeah. Apparently Amazon Prime was going to have a Wonder Woman series on there.
Really?
Yeah. But it got canned.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was the, what was it? What spin-offs from the CW universe that had got canned. So there was quite a few that I had not known about. And Wonder Woman was one of them.
Interesting.
Okay. The last point about the Canary thing, though. They were also saying that it might be only an HBO Max exclusive kind of like streaming thing. Yeah. So, again, love streaming, you know? I can watch a bunch of things. I was on Amazon Prime last night and I was like, they got this on here? Hell yeah. Yeah. You know, it's great, but I think trying to do that in the movies is just fucking themselves over constantly. Yeah. Especially with excuse me. I can't remember if I mentioned this last time or not, but like Suicide Squad, when it came out in theaters, its first week it did like fairly well, but ever that it's just been plummeting. But that seems to be the trend with all the movies right now in theaters. Yeah. And it seems like it might have to do with the fact that I think it's specifically HBO Max that's releasing them on their platform the same day for free. Right. And I mean, I don't blame people for being like, well, if I already paid for this service, why would I go out to the movies to see it and pay more money? Yeah. You know? I mean, I would argue, like, you know, going to the movies is great. It's a great experience. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, if I'm paying for this, why the fuck not? You know? Yeah. But at the same time, I guess, like, because we're still in the panorama, you know, I get that if people still don't feel safe, like, that's fine. That's a great option. But then again, you're screwing over people who are going to the theaters to try to support you, so yeah. Again, with this, I hope the best for the Canary movie, but I think if you're gonna do it, you might as well just do a full release to theaters, no streaming service, or if you do, again, I don't like the Disney model, but at least I prefer it where it's like, okay, you don't want to go see it, but we're going to charge you $35 to watch it at home.
Yeah.
You know, same day. I feel like that's the best compromise so far, but
yeah.
still not ideal.
Mm-hmm. Even on that note, too, I was just thinking, like, you know, because we've talked about, and there has been that, you know, rumor going around that, like, oh, movie theaters probably aren't going to be a thing coming soon, like, you know, coming the next while, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know what, why don't they do more opportunities? I know they've done it before, like, for Game of Thrones and maybe a few other series, but, like, why not have, like, viewing parties for TV series, especially for ones like The Walking Dead, the Arrowverse, like shows that have big fandom followings. People would love coming to the movie theater to do that, because maybe there's a ton of people out there who love watching these shows and don't know of that other people around in their city maybe love watching it too, and then it's like an opportunity to meet new people. You guys have stuff in common. You can all root for your favorite characters on the big screen together, because it's no different than going to see a Marvel movie or whatever too, right? I don't know. I feel like that could be something theaters could consider doing in the future too, is like doing like special premiere episodes of certain shows and stuff.
I know that's definitely been a thing, but I guess to be fair, I don't know how any of that works. Like, I don't know if it has to do with like licensing or not specifically licensing, but I think it might be like a broadcasting fee or something.
True, yeah.
But I mean, yeah, especially like times like this, you have to get creative and be like, hey, what can I do to get people to come, you know? But I guess we'll have to wait and see. I mean, as bad as it is, I don't think theaters are going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, right?
But I don't want to eat humble pie just yet.
Yeah.
But we shall see. What was my thought? Oh yeah, the big announcement that happened today/yesterday, I guess, with the Flash announcing all the peeps that are coming on.
Yeah.
Which is pretty exciting.
I'm excited. We didn't really get much of a crossover this round of seasons, so I'm ready for another one.
Diggle
got gypped. Yes, he did.
Oh my god.
Like, I'm so glad he was willing to do that. And kind of like hold that, be the glue that kind of keeps everybody together, and you know, it keeps everyone guessing like about that green mysterious box that he had, and but man, give me a little something more, like
maybe this Flash, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah.
But yeah, from what I quickly grazed on the article, they did say it's not going to be quite like a crossover, because as far as I know, the other shows obviously aren't having like their own episodes, so it's all strictly a Flash story arc type thing. But with all these people coming in, so far they announced Mia Smoke was coming back, the Atom, Brandon Routh, Batwoman's gonna be there, oh my god, I just know her as Lexi Gray, but that's not her name at all. That's her character on Grey's Anatomy, from Supergirl. Alex Danvers, there we go.
Oh, yes.
Still not even close. What the fuck? I can't think of her name. I'm so sorry, people. My brain is only so big. I feel like I'm missing somebody, though.
Stargirl?
Did they also announce Stargirl?
I feel like they were going to try to... I can't remember if maybe I was reading a separate article, but I thought maybe they said they were going to try and, like, connect Stargirl a little bit to the rest of them. But
okay. But yeah, I think so far those four... I swear I'm missing somebody, but I'm sorry if I am. But yeah, so far they've announced just other characters off of other shows that are coming. So I'm pretty excited. It also kind of makes me sad, because I'm like, oh, maybe then more guys from Legends aren't going to be there, but, you know, I got my boy Brandon Routh, so, you know, we're good. We be good.
Right?
But yeah, what's it called? Armageddon is the title of this story arc. Again, never heard of, so I'm excited to see what it's going to be about.
Yep.
I think they said that's not coming out till November.
Yeah, because technically Flash would have just finished a month or so ago. Yeah.
And again, from lightly stalking on Instagram, which I can't feel like it's stalking because they're posting it to their Instagram. I just happen to follow them. It sounds like they've gone back to work, potentially. Yeah, because I think I've seen a couple posts now of them, just lounging around on set. So they are back at it, so.
Yeah. And honestly, like, not that, I don't know if the rest of the shows will, I'm sure eventually they'll follow suit, but maybe not right this second. I think I've probably said this on the podcast before, but I'm okay if Flash ends soon. And that's not to be like, oh, good riddance of it now. It's just like, I think the story has finally, come to an end with the main cast of characters that we've been following along. And Grant just had his baby daughter, so, he wants to spend time with her, and obviously he's probably wanting to venture onto other things, but yeah, I'm content with it.
How dare he want to grow as a human being? Fuck him.
He's the Flash!
Right? Well, even me and my friend were looking at numbers for, like, for Legends and stuff, and how sad the numbers have plummeted quite a bit.
Yeah.
So, like, I wanted to keep going. It's a show I personally enjoy.
Yeah.
But again, and I mean, that's been going on, because right now they're filming their, I think they're still airing season 6, and they're now filming season 7.
Yeah,
They actually, a week or so ago, filmed their 100th episode, directed by Katie Watts. Big props, so that's very exciting. But yeah, the numbers aren't looking so great, and unfortunately, sometimes that's what sways networks to not continue shows. But I'm selfish, and I would like it to continue, is basically the bottom line.
Yeah. I mean, and the cool thing, too, would be, like, even depending on how everyone in the cast and crew feels and stuff like that, if they end it and then maybe a few years down the road come back and do something special, like they did with the Friends episode and stuff like that, that'd be kind of cool.
That's what I'm kind of hoping for, like, Arrowverse stuff, that, like, after a couple years, they'll all want to get together. And it'll just be one big crossover event, maybe.
Right?
Like,
or who knows, maybe DC will finally see the light and they'll be like, let's just make, like, an Arrowverse movie and just have everybody come in and, like, we'll just do a movie.
Yeah, if they can ever get their fucking shit together.
Right?
We'll see. Although, speaking of multiverse, did you watch that Spider-Man trailer?
No, I didn't.
Oh, Kendra! Kendra. I don't see anything anymore. I'm never on, like, online for articles and stuff like that. Facebook maybe shows me one thing every so often. Oh, I get those damn freaking 10-minute long videos where it's like, look what happens, wait 10 minutes, and then the results are, like, we've talked about it before, but those are what I see all the time. I don't see anything else. You need to fix your Facebook algorithm.
Clearly I do.
But if you just go on the YouTubes, it's there.
Okay, I will check it out.
Everyone's pretty excited.
Yeah? I can't wait. Alrighty, Cinema Peeps, that's this episode. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give us a like if you did. Drop a comment down below if there's anything that we've talked about today that piques your interest and you'd like to contribute your opinion to. Give us hit the subscribe button if you like and you want to see more of what we do, wherever it may be. But other than that, watch all the content.
Yes.
And have a happy Tuesday.
Yes.
See you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Monkey.
And...